Hi, Taurus. Welcome to your reading for July 2017. Listen, I don't know I don't know what's going on, but I have to tell you, I've been trying to do your reading. It's about 3 p.m. right now, Eastern Standard Time in the United States, and I've been trying to do your reading for, I don't know, at least 6, 7, 8 hours, and it seemed like every time I went to do your reading, I get this underlying sadness in me. And Taurus, I do mean sadness, like where I had to stop and cry. And I couldn't figure it out. And then it was put in my heart that some of you are feeling this energy. And I'm sorry, because I know, well, I've also been there. So I'm hoping this reading today will take you out of that energy and start moving you towards much happier energy, happier times. So I know there's a few of you out there going through some very difficult times. I mean, I'm truly overwhelmed. But we're going to do this reading anyway, because I feel like this is what I'm supposed to do. Work through this energy as you, and let's see. Hopefully there's advice or something to help move you out of this energy, okay? So I'm going to get started. This is for Sun, Moon, and Rising, by the way. Any planets you have in Taurus, or if you just felt guided to click on this video, just know, that you're meant to be here. It's probably your spirit guides. At least one of them. Okay. With the Nine of Fire. That's the energy of not giving up. Not giving up. Two of Air. That's the Two of Swords. Seven of Swords. Or Air. The Page of Earth. Ace of Water. Beautiful. Right in the middle of your spread. Beautiful. The King of Air. The King of Swords. I can definitely see that some of the sadness is coming from thoughts, from your thoughts. Out of 6 cards, you have 3 of them are swords. Now, it doesn't have to be bad at all. Don't get me wrong, but swords, it is an energy of, communication and, well, it can be your head, being in your head. But you have a beautiful Ace of Cups here. You have the Page of Earth also, and the Nine of Fire. So you have some beautiful supporting cards. On the bottom, we have the Page of Cups. Beautiful. So for some of you, this could be new love walking in the door, or someone has already walked into a door. Into a door. Not literally. Maybe. Hey, I've done that. No, they've entered into your door, into your life. This is also a beautiful card about relationships, current relationships, starting to heal themselves, Now, they're not healing themselves on their own, but it is a beautiful possibility of that, being able to heal the relationship we're in right now. Okay. Let's add some love into the mix. Beautiful. I mean, very soon, and the Ace of Cups, for those who are looking for love. Not everyone's looking for love, but for those who are, it's a beautiful omen. Flirt. It's funny, flirt. When you're in a normal mood, you know, flirt. Oh, okay, flirt. But when you're feeling how you're feeling, which is how I'm feeling now, I see where just the word flirt is easier said than done. You know, because it's about having your energy light and playful, that kind of thing. But I could see right at this moment where that could be a little bit difficult. Hence, that's probably why it's our advice. Chemistry. Beautiful. Beautiful. I'm going to bring this down just a little bit. Beautiful. Well, let's put it this way. For those who are here regarding your love life, your lack of love life, you know, whatever it may be, I can already tell that this reading is going to be geared towards that. But if you're in it feels like if you're in an existing relationship, but also it feels like, you know, a new love, or the possibility, you know, for some, this, you know, people have already come in, whether they be from your past or they be brand new, I don't know at this point. And for others, it's coming. It's coming very soon. Well, very soon. You know, I just have to say, before I use the crystal vision, I feel like there's also some people who are home shopping. And it kind of feels like, you know, you're a day late, a dollar short. I kind of feel like you have, you know, you feel like you found that home, but it kind of feels like it was taken away. You know, it just wasn't the right timing. You were too late. Something like that. But what this is telling me is it was meant to be. You weren't meant to have that home. And the right home is on its way. I do feel like it's about, you know, I even feel like the Nine of Fire is here for that too, saying, you know, don't give up. You know, you're almost there. It is a 9. You're almost there. So it feels like that house is just going to show up. Now, this could be someone who's searching for an apartment. This doesn't have to be a purchase by any means. But you're looking for the right place. You know, I also feel like if finances were a problem, if the banks were saying no, for some reason now they're saying yes. Or you hear about programs out there, you know, that's kind of what it feels like you're going to hear about these programs and perhaps apply for them. And it just looks like you're qualified. So know that, okay? And if you are right now looking at two different places and having a hard time making up your mind. Really listen to your intuition, okay? Because that's what it feels like. It feels like one, it's not that either one is bad, don't get me wrong, but it's like one does feel like your right place and the other one is an okay place. But I also feel like if you tune into your intuition, you're going to know this, okay? All right, let's do the crystal vision on top. Beautiful. 10 of Pentacles on the card very soon. Huh, that's beautiful energy, guys. Beautiful energy. 9 of Swords on the card Flirt. Makes perfect sense. 2 of Wands on Chemistry. Queen of Pentacles on the Page of Pentacles. 6 of Wands on the Ace of Cups. Beautiful. Victory over love. Victory in love. Just victory. Beautiful. King of Swords on top of the King of Swords. Wow. The Chariot on the 9 of Fire. That's why it's asking you not to give up. Don't give up. The 10 of Swords on the 2 of Air. The 2 of Swords. The 10 of Swords on top of the 2 of Swords. Look at this. The 7 of Cups on top of the 7 of Swords. This energy is making sense to me. We have the 2 of Pentacles on the bottom. And honestly, I don't know why I looked at the bottom, because normally I would not. But it's there. So we're just going to remember that, the 2 of Pentacles. See where it comes into play. Okay, let's start. So we're going to start with the card very soon, with the 10 of Pentacles on that. Look at that. This is saying very soon, you're going to have your happily ever after. Very soon, you're going to have that rich and rewarding family life. Very soon. I do have a feeling, though, that between very soon and the 10 of Pentacles is coming something else. You know, I just feel it. Like this is saying, yes, this is a definite possibility. And yes, it's not something you have to, you know, it's like the universe isn't saying, yes, we're bringing you this life that you want, but you have to wait 6 years. No. Now, very soon in universal time can really mean anything, but listen, these cards are geared towards the human mind, right? Human time. And even though this is a pentacle, you know, which normally talks about, well, our material world. What I'm noticing is she is sitting by herself, and here we have a couple. So for some of you, you are alone right now. So this is more about love coming in the door. The Fool. Wow. You know, this is beautiful, but it's almost cruel. You know? Maybe it's just the energy that I'm carrying right now. Maybe this is how you guys are looking at it. I don't know, because normally I would see this as quite beautiful, but I can see the irony in it too. So, Spirit's saying very soon, right? Very soon. The 10 of Pentacles, you know, the contentment within the home. Real contentment, though. real peace, financially feeling good. Kids are doing good. Husband's doing good. The wife's doing good. You know, you feel like you're living the dream. You are living the dream. So Spirit says it's coming very soon. But then they give us the Fool card. And in Tarot, this is the beginning of the journey. And this is the outcome. This is where the Fool is heading, the destination. And I just knew there was something that was going to fall in between the Ten of Pentacles and the very soon. I just knew it. I just knew it couldn't be that easy. Not with the energy I'm feeling right now, but yet at the same time, I feel like for some of you, I feel like this is about you being proactive in your own love life. By you taking chances, going out of your comfort zone. You know, if you're not with someone right now, if you're alone, this is the type of energy where the Fool, which is you, all of us, she is, she's not just going to sit there on her couch and cry. She knows that, you know, the perfect partner is not just going to fall through her skylight, enter in through her window. She's got to get out there a little bit. For some of you, I feel like this is like your intuition talking to you. Like your intuition saying, you know, Sally, you know that love is waiting. We need to get you up. It's almost like I'm seeing the butterflies as like lifting your skirt saying, let's go. Let's go. Let's take a chance. So for some of you, I feel like, it's like you make the decision to get up and go take yourself to that movie that you've been waiting to see. For some, this is you going to that new restaurant that opened up. And, you know, what's stopping you? What has been stopping you? Well, what stops most of us? Many of us don't like to do things on our own in public. But listen, sometimes that's where the adventure lies. And that's what I feel like this is telling you. You know, when you put yourself out there just a little bit, and when I say put yourself out there, I don't mean, you know, go up to a perfect stranger and saying, hey, I think you're cute, you want to go out. Hey, if you want to do that, you should. If you can, do that. But what I'm talking about is just putting yourself in areas that you already enjoy. You know, maybe it's art and going to an art show alone. Taurus, I feel like this is saying that you have to enjoy your own company. And when you do enjoy your own company, or you start to not sit at home and it's like a wake-up call, like don't sit at home and then cry that I have no one in my life. And, you know, this is also about not looking back, because the Fool is starting on a brand new journey. A new journey. And the Fool represents many different things, but one of the things is, you know, it's the baby of the Tarot. There is no past. There may be previous lives, but the The Fool doesn't, even if the Fool could see the past, she wouldn't focus on it. He wouldn't focus on it. He allows himself to become excited about the possibilities, whatever they might be. Because I feel like that's what you need. Like, you get out there. You go to the movies, and it's like you go to the counter and you order a Coke. And the next thing you know, you feel like this energy beside you, and you look over, and there is the most gorgeous man or the most gorgeous woman standing beside you, waiting in line, you know, but noticing you, and then you notice them. And that is how a relationship begins. That is how people begin to fall in love. Wow. So I feel like this is saying that, yes, this is yours. This will be yours. Claim it. Yes, this is mine. I will eventually make it to the 10 of Pentacles. I will. I will. I know that. But right now, I keep myself in the present moment. I enjoy the journey, the adventure, the not knowing, the excitement, the miracles, sometimes even the pain. For some of you, this is getting back up after really being knocked down. And I do mean knocked down. Like the wind knocked out of your sails. But this is you getting back up. This is not you laying down any longer. This is you saying yes to this new journey that clearly wants to begin. Wow, okay. I'm not sure which way I want to go. I think I'm going to go, I'm going to go this way. Decisions, decisions. Flirt. And I have to thank you, Taurus, because I am looking at this card differently than I think I ever have. So I'm learning from your energy that when next time I put this card up, to look at it from all angles. That sometimes this seems impossible. I know it. I feel it. How do you get from here to here? Well, this is Swords. And let me start with the good news. It's a 9. It feels like, and you do have the 10 here, but what it feels like is there's one last sword you need to conquer. There's one last lesson, major lesson, that you need to conquer. So you can take yourself out of this energy for good. This is about not giving up right now. You're too close. You've come too far. You may not feel it at the moment. I don't know if, I don't know the astrology right now for Taurus. But that's what it feels like. It feels like this is temporary energy. But nonetheless, it's heavy energy. You're almost there. One more sword. You battled 9 of them. Looks like by yourself. And yeah, look at you. You look somewhat defeated, right? But your head is still up. Your intuition is saying, you can do this. It's almost like you're just taking a break. You're saying, okay, I reflected back. I've been reflecting back on these 9 swords. And I'm understanding why each one of them had to be there. And I'm feeling exhausted and beaten up by the universe and beaten up by people. But yet, my soul tells me to keep going. My soul tells me that when I finish this battle, it's over. It's over. Listen, it's over. You're almost there. Don't give up now, okay? Don't give up now. I almost feel like the raven is there saying that when you're ready to pick up this last sword, this last battle, I'm going to help carry it for you. I'll carry this end. You carry that end. It's like the universe has sent you this raven just to lighten your load a little. So know that your soul family is there. And they're just waiting for you. And when you're ready, they're going to help you carry this last sword, which might seem like the heaviest of them all. I feel like this last sword is about you truly loving you now. I feel like that's what this last lesson is for some of you. It's about not saying I love me, but meaning it. You know, meaning it. If someone is cruel to you, I feel like this is about not taking them back, you know? Like, don't take them back. Don't go back and have to start over again. Don't go back and have to carry swords 5, 6, and 7 again. Unless you're willing to go through this again. And some people are. It's exactly what you're doing. It's exactly what you're doing here. Like you're in the hangman mode. You're collecting wisdom. You know, it's like you've surrounded yourself with the swords so you can feel the energy of them, but none of them are touching you. They're not in your back. For some, it feels like if you can get up and pick up that last sword and finish that last lesson, maybe you'll not have to go through the Ten of Swords energy. So you're thinking about it, and that's exactly what you should do. You take time when you're feeling like this. You know, the beginning of it is, if it's in love, the beginning is being pissed at the other person, right? Like, why? But eventually, when you're in hangman mode, collecting wisdom, you start to realize that, yeah, I'm mad at them. But maybe I'm more mad at myself because I keep going back and picking up swords and have to go through it again. So this time I'm going to spend a little time. I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to see what's going on. I'm going to seek the truth for myself. And once I have that clarity, I am going to get up. I'm going to pick up that sword. And now I know that my soul family is there with me. I know it. I have universal help. I have divine helping me every step of the way. But they're reminding you they've always been there. And they're telling you that you absolutely can do this. And I also feel like this is saying it's not going to be as bad as your mind is telling you. Okay. With chemistry and the Two of Wands. We have a 2 here. Excuse me. As soon as I was going to talk. I almost want to say congratulations, because I feel like this is you now. Standing up, getting out of this position. Coming out of hangman mode. And now you're going into action. It's just the beginning. It's a 2. But you're moving towards what you want now. You're moving towards the future, the possibilities. You know, for many of you, you're still alone at this point. But I feel like you're supposed to be alone right now. But not for long. Not for long. You know, I feel like it's saying that this type of bond, you know, this type of magnetic attraction, just like I was talking about at the movie theater counter, it's exactly the kind of energy I was talking about. That magnetic pull to someone, good or bad. But this feels good because you're looking out now at the possibilities. And it's almost like you're looking out with much less fear. And it is baby steps, and that's okay. And allow yourself that, you know? If it's a baby step, that's okay. It's still a step forward. And congratulate yourself each time you take that baby step, because eventually, you're going to get to where you want to get. But I'm seeing these 2 wands. And to me right now, it feels like another person on the horizon. Someone that you're going to have this type of chemistry with. You know, look at his hand. He has his hand out, and it looks like she's almost afraid to touch it. Because it feels like once she touches it, that's it. That's it. So she's hesitant. I don't know. I don't know. Am I ready? Oh my God, I've just begun this new journey. I've just begun it. Could this be coming to me so quickly? And am I ready? So she's pulls her energy back a little bit. I guarantee you, she touches his hand. and becomes electrified. And who this person was. And that morning, when he or she woke up, oh, they're not the same anymore. It's like your life has just changed. Just like that. That quick. That simple. Took myself to the movies. Went to the counter, ordered myself a Coke. And the most amazing person was standing beside me. I've never experienced something like this before. It's crazy. I feel like I am in love. And they're telling me they feel the same way. This is what you're saying to your best friend, your confidant, whoever it is that you go to, when unbelievable things happen out of nowhere and just shock you. And if there is no one, this is you falling down on your knees, giving thanks, giving gratitude. But remember, baby steps. Feel the energy. But until you feel like you're ready, take your time. Baby steps. Look at that. We are from the 2 of Wands to the 3 of Wands. Just like that. Just like that. There's growth. Just like that. I now look at my future. And I can't wait. Bring it on. Completely different energy than I felt in the beginning. Completely different energy. Don't forget how we got here, though, okay? It feels like this is a journey. It's telling me a story about you. It's telling you a story. It's giving you advice. So don't forget that. Because that's how you get the energy of feeling optimistic about your future again. And listen, this optimism, it's just not wrapped in this person. The optimism is coming from knowing that miracles do exist. That the big breaks also come for you. Two to a 3, like that. Whew, okay. This reminds me of Sagittarius' reading, because by time I think I got to here, I was exhausted. I do mean exhausted. It took every bit of energy I had. And listen, I don't mind that. I love that. That's what I want in a reading. That's the kind of reading I want to bring you. But I feel like it's going to be right down that line. Okay, so we have the Page of Earth, Page of Pentacles, with the Queen of Pentacles on top. It almost, first thing that came to my mind is we have growth here, we have growth here. For some of you, this is talking about your child. You know, you could be the mother or the father. And it feels like, you know, if I could go by the card, it's like, I don't know. I feel like if there's been kids applying to schools, different schools, some elite. I feel like, Taurus, I feel like for a few of you, this is good news for your child. Like they will get in. For some, it's scholarships. And I don't know why, but it feels like, whew, at the nick of time. For some of you, I feel like I have a daughter here, and your energy and her energy is you're opposites. You're just opposites. It's almost like she's a flower child, you know, like an old hippie. And it feels to me like you used to be. You know, like you used to be like that. You used to be free flowing and happy, and you know, you didn't let things bother you so much. But now you're changing. You're becoming more rigid, you know, a little bit unflexible. I don't know why. Because it's funny, when I said that your daughter and you were opposites, now I feel that you are opposites right now. But truly, you're two of a kind. Because I feel like the energy is saying that, you know, she's feeling your energy. She's feeling it. She's feeling maybe a little harshly judged. Almost feels like Virgo. You know, I'm a Virgo, so I know I can do this. I know I can do this. You know, I know that I have to be careful of not taking on the energy I'm talking about right now. I know that for a fact. And I'm saying that because your daughter is really, you know, she's taken it to heart. But you don't mean it that way. That's the thing. You know, that's the thing. It's like I can feel you underneath of your expression, of what you're portraying, but I can feel your heart. And that's not you. But you're coming across that way. So I feel like, well, I'm going to let it go there. You know, being aware is everything. Being aware is everything. The devil. I don't know why I'm laughing, but I have to say, Taurus, I feel like this was you. Like this was you. This is you when you were young. You know, you were a little trickster, a devil. You know, I have a feeling you tried a lot of different kind of drugs, and well, you're a hippie. You know, now you don't have to be born in the 60s and the 70s to be a hippie. You know, you're just free loving, and you were. For some of you, this daughter could be from, she may not know her father. And perhaps you don't want her to know her father. You know, it feels like you're protecting her from it. But in the same breath, I feel like she's a big girl. You know, this could certainly be a male, too. Don't get me wrong. But I am feeling girly, you know, like girly. I don't feel like this devil, which can certainly talk about overindulgence, you know, alcohol, drugs, food, sex, you know, what have you. All the things that are fun but are bad for us. Why is that? Isn't that crazy? Like, why does everything that, well, not everything. You can tell I'm a child from the 60s and 70s. So anyways, I feel like this is showing up more about reminding you of the way you used to be. Because I feel like your child is not this way. And you need to recognize that. Maybe that's what this message is about, is recognizing, is letting your child know that you recognize how hard they really do work. You know, how hard they give, and how loving they can be to their friends, you know? And you know this. You know this on a soul level. I even feel like I have some kids here who, you know, I'm saying, you know, are so good at their schoolwork and things like that, but I feel like some of them aren't. Some of them have a hard time getting a C. But it's not their fault. It's not because they're not putting the work in. You know, I feel like they're a different type of learner. I get that energy too. I learn by doing, touching, over and over. I can read and read and read and read. I mean, that's what I mean. I tell you guys, I look up the astrology for your month, but by the time I begin the reading, I forget it all. It's not the way I learn. So, take that all into consideration, guys, okay? And listen, you know, if you're being a little judgmental, if you're coming across harsh, just know it. Because when you know it, you can change it. Because I don't feel like this is how you want to come across. Listen, I know that behind being the queen, there's a lot to it. It's hard. I know that. But this is saying that you can let a lot of the burdens go that you're carrying around. Taurus, let it go. You got to stop worrying about the things you cannot change. If you cannot change them, you are not meant to worry about them. You know, I said this in another reading. I have a medical procedure coming up, and I found myself worrying about it, and I thought, wait a minute, stop. Why am I worrying about it today when it doesn't even happen for a week, you know? What's the worst that's going to happen? I die. Okay, well then I die. And then I die. I mean, it's nothing even that bad. I'm just saying, this is how I rationalize things. But I had to be aware of that and then put an end to it. I just stopped it. I said, no. Doesn't mean it doesn't sneak back in there. But I recognize it as soon as it does, and I say, no. No. I'm not going to think about that. I'm not going to think in that way. Okay. Let's go to the Ace of Cups. Beautiful. Beautiful potential of new love. And however that comes, new love. Doesn't always have to be a new person. But I feel like within this card, if this is someone coming back, this is someone coming back with clarity of their heart now. This would be someone coming back who is not bringing extra swords with them. No, not in this energy. And then I have 6 of Wands on top of that. Listen, that's a card of victory all day long. Victory. It's weird how I just saw this. I'm looking at these wands. And they do look like the typical wand should look. But for some reason, when I first looked at it, It looked like your swords, and like you lit them on fire, burning them away, turning them into ash. For some, this could certainly be a Leo. If we want to look at it as a person, I don't even know why I said that, because normally I wouldn't look at a 6 as a person. But I said it, so I'm sure it's the lion. I feel like those are the same ravens that were in your 9 of Swords. And here you are with the victory. And this is like the ravens representing your family, your past loved ones, flying high in the sky. So excited for you. It's almost like I can hear him saying, "We did it. We did it." Not just you, but we did it, you know? And that means to me like they're always with you. And maybe now you recognize that. And that's why you have victory. Victory over your heart. Remember, for some of you, we have this person who entered and the chemistry is crazy. And now we have the possibility of new love, of falling in love. We have the page over here too. A new person enters your life. You think they didn't climb through your window. Taurus. This king has been in every single reading, except for, I believe, Aries. Every reading. And it's funny because I feel like he's trying to find his way. It's like this king has been searching for something through all of my readings. And here he is again. But this represents you. And this represents victory for you. Male or female, it doesn't matter. And what's the victory over? Emotions. Love. But don't forget, this is also about emotions. This is victory over how maybe you think about things. You know, I mean, you're Earth, but let's face it, we can all get pretty emotional. And our imaginations can drive us crazy, tell us lies. I mean, really, our own minds lie to us. But that's because one day, someday, somewhere, we told it the lie. Right? We told it the lie. And it just remembers it, and it keeps bringing it back. But this is victory over that. This is falling in love. You know, it's funny because the page is the new person coming in. And I don't want to forget this, you know. And this is about divine timing, the card worth waiting for. It's not just that it's saying, okay, it's coming, but it's telling you that the divine is bringing you these love partners. That you're being put on a certain path as another person is put on their path, where the two of you will meet up. This is why you have to be the fool. You got to find the strength, the courage. Listen, I have a feeling for some of you, because you are Earth. You know, you can take, you know, go to a park by yourself. Take a good book. You know, you like to draw, take a pad and your pencils. You like to play music, take your guitar. Especially if you like to play music. I don't know why, but all of a sudden I saw like people slowly coming to you. And you know, in my head what I saw was a young blonde man, maybe in your 20s. And you're in a park. You're sitting on a picnic table. And you're sitting on top of the picnic table. And you're just playing your guitar and your head is down. And you're like into the guitar. And you're singing. And all of a sudden I see like these young girls. I'm saying young, but they're your age. Start heading towards your table. Can I tell you, for this person, I feel like it was one of the saddest days of your, not saddest days of your life as in you lost someone who passed on. But you're down, very down. But I feel like maybe you took this advice, or maybe your intuition pulled you out and forced you out of the house. But that's for everyone. I mean, I'm sure if I took my time, I could see a million different scenarios. For some of you, this is another earth sign, you know? This is another earth sign. I'm going to take one more card on that. Six of Pentacles. It's like a brand new you, right? It's a brand new you. Male or female, I don't care. Let me do that again, let you see the ace with it. That's, you know, it's kind of funny the way I just looking at the cards, and it's like, here's a male Taurus, here's a female Taurus. You're both on your own, right? And here's this king. And he is, it feels like what brings you together. So who is this king? For some of you, it could certainly be somebody setting you up on a date. And I feel for a few of you Tauruses, this is like, you know, you're busy, just living your life. You're like, I don't care if love comes, doesn't really matter. I'm quite over it, quite done with it. And bam, here comes someone in. Yep, I'm going to focus on my job. Going to focus on everything but love. Done with it, had it, sick of it. What's the point? You fall in love, you get hurt. Taurus. Well, you're right. If you want to look at it like that, you're right. Sometimes. But again, it's like looking at it from the Fool to the 10 and not looking at the in-between, the journey. What did you learn from each relationship, good or bad? What did you learn? If you allow yourself just to only take the lesson, what would that lesson be? Because that's what I feel like it's saying. You know, don't regret your past. Even if it was hard, it made you who you are today. And, you know, it's weird because I feel like this king is yelling at me saying, be grateful that you woke up today. And I swear, guys, it's not coming from me. I feel like the king is just screaming it at me. Be grateful that you woke up today. This is the attitude. This is love. That is love. I feel like he's saying that we look at love all wrong. Like we look at the negative side of it, and we never, you know, it's like we need to start looking more at the positive side. And yeah, someone may have hurt us, and we probably have hurt people too. We got to remember that. It's just not about people hurting us. Who did we hurt? There's someone. But that's life. Those are the lessons. So we don't want to regret our past. Regret the people. We learned something major. And if we can get past all the crap around the lesson, you know, like the dark matter that surrounds, you know, the lesson. We're only supposed to take the lesson and leave the dark matter. Wow. Okay. I feel like, oh. Well, this is certainly where that energy is coming from that I was feeling earlier. It almost feels like it's making me get it out, get rid of it, so I can move on. That's what I feel like. Like it doesn't want me to move on until I have it all out. But I'm going to focus on victory. Even here, it's like, you know, look at the birds. Look at the birds. They're picking the fruit and dropping it in her basket. It's like they're always with you. They're always helping you. You just don't see it. I bet you have to feel it if you allow yourself, if you recognize it. This is like help, eternal help, forever and forever, they're saying. We may not be here on earth, but we are certainly with you every step of the way. Tune into your intuition. Okay, I'm gonna go on because I just got to go on. I had the King of Swords on top of the King of Swords. Wow, that's a lot of energy. That is a lot of energy. So, what does the King of Swords represent? He represents confidence. He represents clarity of mind. I feel like the Queen, he easily knows when things are wrong and moves himself out of it. You know, he can see when trouble was coming and cut it off before it arrives. This is someone who knows how to control their thoughts. They rule their thoughts don't rule them. He's human, though. So he does slip up here and there. But he has enough clarity where he can get right back on track. Well, I mean, for some of you, I just have to say, I feel like I have a man, so I have an air sign riding right into this other king. So you could have air in your moon or rising, or sun, you know, whatever you're here for. And they do too. This feels like two strong males coming together. And one's waiting, and the other one's in action. The other one's on their way very soon. And one is waiting. Patiently, by the way. Patiently. The Hierophant. Wow, guys. You know, I feel like for some of you, you have got to find your higher power. You have got to find a source to hold on to, a belief system. Not just one, but many. I feel like for some of you, this is saying that you need to be more proactive in your spirituality. And for some of you, I feel like this is saying you need to seek outside of yourself. You know, perhaps this is joining a church, joining the temple, joining, joining some type of religious organization, spiritual organization. You'll find real healing there. I almost feel like it will give you that family you've been looking for. Like-minded people. You're seeking out like-minded people. If you're not, this is asking you to start seeking out like-minded people. People who may believe in what you believe, but I also feel like this is about seeking out those who have higher wisdom so you can learn more about what's going on. You can understand more about why these swords come up in our lives. I feel for many of you, like you do this and the wheel starts turning for you. It's like the dawning of a new day for you. This does not have to be a place. It could be a group. But it's like you're seeking that higher wisdom. Well, I don't know, but all of a sudden I feel really good. So this feels like that's where your home is at. Like you find home. You find your family. You find contentment. And you find answers to the questions that you've had for so long. It's quite beautiful. And let me tell you, if you're totally against this energy, that's okay. But if you even have an inkling, you know, if I'm touching a nerve at all, listen. Start going down that journey too. Because I feel like this is where your awakening lies. This does not have to be talking about religion, but it is definitely about spirituality. Okay. I might actually take the advice of that card or that message. So we have the Nine of Fire, the Nine of Swords again. We have the Chariot. Now, I'm saying the Nine of Swords again, but this was a clarifier, right? This is the actual energy. But you have the Chariot on top of that. So I almost feel like it is a continuation of that. Telling you, asking you, begging you, don't give up. Don't give up. Knowing that you can take this Chariot in any direction you want to take it. She's heading towards the future, though. And I love how she is looking right at us. This tells me this is the present moment. She's looking forward to the future. She's planning now. She's able to plan again. I almost feel like she's saying, look at me. You didn't think we'd get here, did you? Yet here we are. That's what I feel like she's saying. You kept thinking it was never going to happen, that we'd never get through this energy. But here we are. Here we are. There's your family. Always attached. Always attached. Even on this new journey. Five Swords. So, I mean, this is clearly someone who's hurt you. Yet I have to say, I feel like you've hurt them too. I feel like the hurt is uneven. There's a song. Who makes this song? Bruno Mars. That's what I feel like. That song. Because it's like one hurts more than the other, but both have pain. Here's your family, riding that sword. And you're looking at it. Even though there's tears, you know they're there. Just heard this doesn't have to be forever, but it does have to be for now. It doesn't have to be forever, but it does have to be for now. Maybe that's why she is staring at us, reminding us that it's in the present moment that we have the ability to take the Chariot anywhere. This is action. But she's clearly looking straight ahead. She's making a statement. It starts here, in the present moment. Don't give up. Right when you feel like you're going to throw in the towel, the Chariot comes. But it doesn't come like it comes because you start to realize. Maybe you start to look back and say, you know what, I got to stop regretting this relationship. I got to realize that I also hurt them. They hurt me more. But I need to stop keeping count. And I need to just learn my lesson and then let it go. For now. is what she's saying. So I wonder if this is coming, a relationship that is coming back. But right now things are too heavy and hot. I didn't mean it that way. I meant it the opposite of what I just said. Heavy and hot and heavy. I meant the opposite. I meant heavy and burdened. For right now, this is about the journey you're on and where you want to go. And she's asking you, get in the present moment, please. This is telling you that you can get over this pain. And I mean, look at the card. You can feel the pain. And maybe that's what it's telling you. Allow yourself to feel the pain. Allow yourself to cry your eyes out. Beat up a pillow. I mean, go to a fucking mountaintop and scream at the top of your lungs. But get it out. Feel it. Get it out. And then move on. Two of Swords on the Ten of Swords. And I can tell you, I know what this is right away. This is the energy I was just talking about. This is making a choice instead of keeping yourself blinded. That you're willing to allow new energy in. And you're starting to put this behind you. But this is a card of no action. This is a card of pretending there's no problem. Though you know there is. You can pretend, but you know that there's a problem. So it's almost like I have to make a choice here. Do I want to keep myself in the pain of the past? Or do I want to allow myself to start this new future? Because if I don't give up, I only had that one last sword I had to get through. Here it is. I don't know why I want to say that this feels a little over dramatic to me. I don't know if I've ever said that. And I mean just in the energy that I'm feeling with the card. Not that the artistry is over dramatic, but I'm seeing it that way now all of a sudden. Like we can't be over dramatic. We have to face the truth. Period. We just have to face the truth. I just went through something pretty difficult, and it's something that I wanted the truth on. And I just got the truth. And it hurts. It does hurt, but it is the truth. And I would always rather have the truth so I can move on sooner versus later. That's what this energy feels like to me. It's like, yeah, the truth might sting. It might hurt. But until you have the truth or until you face the truth, you never move out of this energy. You never allow it. So the Nine of Swords is telling you, don't give up. Do not give up. Don't give up. Knight of Pentacles. So perhaps some of you are waiting for another earth sign, and they've been taking their sweet old time. For some of you, this could certainly be, someone you've been in a relationship, or they're making the promise of a relationship, but they're taking their sweet ass time. And it's causing you to feel like this. Listen, you control the outcome. They don't. You can always say, hey, by the way, buddy, you're taking too long. I'm done. It's up to you. You don't have to wait to see what they're going to do. This is about living your life in spite of them. For some of you, I can feel your energy so strongly. And it's like, I'm telling you the truth, yet I feel like I'm hurting you at the same time, and I'm sorry. I don't mean, that's not how I want my messages to be. But for some reason, I feel like you need to hear the truth, and you know this already, though. And this message is telling you that even though the truth can hurt, by having the truth, now you can make a real decision. Now you don't have to pretend. Now you can't pretend. So this forces you. Sometimes we need forced to move on. But this forces you to see. This makes you have to then decide, okay, what am I going to do next? Because perhaps you put too much into this person and not enough in your own. What are they going to do? What are they going to do? Are they going to love me? Are they going to call me? Are they going to do this? What are you going to do? How much you want to put up with? When is too much too much? Perhaps when it makes you feel like this. Wow, that took a really strange turn. I'm sorry. Well, I mean, I can't be sorry. Sorry for the energy, but oh, well, I'm glad I pulled another card. Because this just felt incomplete to me. It just feels incomplete. But can I tell you, I feel like we have another message here too. And this is about the same type of energy. Because I know a lot of you are in this energy. I feel it. And I don't even have to, we don't even have to talk about the meanings. Just look at the card. But remember, it's a 10. Right? So this can end whenever you're ready to end. It's ready to end. Okay? The energy is ready to come to a close. Are you ready to allow it? Because now it's like the universe is waiting on you. Waiting for you to let go of the burden and get back up. And I'm looking at that bird on the branch, and it's like what he's saying to me is like, we'll stay here forever if that's what you want. I'll never leave you. So it's like they sit patiently. So I feel like this is saying now that for many of you who are in this type of energy, and it doesn't have to be this extreme, or it could be even more extreme. But I feel like this is about you now either hearing the truth or seeking the truth or telling yourself the truth. And it looks, look at this. Because let's remember, you're an earth sign. Well, you know that. But I feel like this is you now waking up, coming out of this energy. And here you are, the Knight of Pentacles. It's slow moving, right? So even for you, especially for you, because you are the Knight of Pentacles, you're moving slow, but you're moving again. Look at the beauty in that card. I mean, you got to put yourself in that card. It's you on that horse, riding through that beautiful forest of healing energy. And although the energy is slow, it's moving. It's now moving. And what are we moving to? The King of Cups. The King of Cups. King or Queen. This is you moving back towards love. This is you saying, I get it. I understand. I understand this. And I'm going to move out of it. Because I know that there is a king or a queen waiting for me. Soon. Soon. And not only is this person waiting for me, they're divinely guided to me. And I am worth the wait. I am worth the wait. And they are worth the wait. And you're divinely guided together. This is why you had so many swords in your reading. This reading is about letting go of the energy that we can't control anymore. This reading is about letting go of the past, like letting go of the past. And it's telling you over and over again in many different ways, in many different scenarios. So this is going to happen in many different ways to many different people. Whoever your queen or king is. They're on your path. They're on your path. Last but not least, we got the Seven of Air with the Seven of Cups. So, heavy energy, lighter energy, growth, again, immediately. I feel like the Seven of Swords is just about sometimes just not knowing what's going on. Just simply not understanding. Perhaps you're simply not understanding your energy. You know, the Seven of Air is a card of poor timing. So for many of you, this is nothing more than Spirit telling you that it's all about the timing. It's all about the timing. It's all about the divine timing. Not so much about our timing. You know, if we allow our intuition and divine to guide us, our life would be so much easier. It is our free will that puts us in these hairy situations. And then we call for divine. Instead of letting divine guide us in the first place, we guide ourselves. And then when we fuck up, we call the divine to come in and save the day. I feel like this is telling you, do the opposite. Invite us in from the beginning. I mean, come on. There's a freaking rainbow shooting out of that cup. I mean, that looks like a symbol of pure joy to me. You know? This is like beautiful. Look at that. Six of Cups. So for some of you, this could certainly be someone coming back from the past. And the timing just has not been right. Period. End of story. Nothing more. You know, let's not read more into it. The timing has not been right. But now, the timing is coming. A little bit more patience. You know, I have to say, for some of you, it could certainly be a water sign that you're waiting for. But we have a little bit of everyone here. You know, it feels like it's telling you to live more from your inner child. You know, have that playful attitude. It's almost like the adult is trying to regain the energy that she once had. The beliefs in love and life that she once had are being ignited again. You're being ignited again. It's your intuition. It's your heart opening clearly. Wow. Beautiful. Okay, guys. Well, I do feel a lot better, I have to tell you. So thank you for that. Maybe I shouldn't have waited to put this reading off, and I could have felt better hours ago. But listen, beautiful. You are the Fool here. And it's telling you, I mean, just in your first cards, very soon, if you take on the energy of the Fool, you will reach your ultimate outcome. You will. And any time that you've had to spend waiting, understand that when it finally comes, whatever it is, whoever it is, the divine is saying to you, oh, it is worth the wait. So while you're waiting, focus on other parts of your life. Enjoy the other parts of your life. And with the Ace right in the middle, I feel like this is you like starting a new type of life. I just have to throw one more message out there. I feel like I have someone here who, I feel like I have a male in front of me, and not in front of me, but your energy, and you are married, but you're gay. You like men. I feel like this is telling you to be you need to come out and be your authentic self. Well, when you're ready, is what I was just told. But it's okay, is what they're saying. It's okay to be you. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. I don't know. That message, like, needed to come out. So, thank you, guys. Have a beautiful month. You know, it's going to get better. And then it's going to get better after that. And better, and better, and better. So, we just got to allow it. That's it. Your cards are quite beautiful. You're moving out of this heavy energy. And I do feel like some of it is due to planetary action. I'm sorry, I wish I knew what, but I don't. I know Saturn is in retrograde. But you are ruled by Venus. I don't know. There's something going on with Venus too. So that could be some of it. All right, my loves. Thank you so much. Have a beautiful month and keep going. Keep going. Twice. You've been told that. You're almost there. Keep going. I love you. Bye-bye.